My beloved child, I see you. I have always seen you, not just the version of you that smiles in public, that shows up when expected, that says, "I'm fine," when everything aches inside. I see the quiet you, the trembling you, the you that sits in the dark, wondering if your prayers bounce off the ceiling, and I want you to know I am here, right now, in this moment, closer than your breath, nearer than the beating of your own heart. You've been carrying so much, haven't you? Worries that rise before dawn, fears that sneak in when you try to sleep, the ache of waiting, the weight of pretending, the weariness that lives in your bones. You wonder if you've drifted too far. You wonder if I've grown silent or distant or cold. But child, I haven't moved. I've never taken my eyes off you, even in the moments when your faith faltered, when your hands dropped, when your hope grew quiet. I remained. You've walked through storms that would have drowned others. You've stood in fires that tried to consume you. You've whispered prayers you barely believed in. And still, you kept whispering. That matters to me. Not because you were perfect, but because you kept showing up. Because you held on, even when it felt like holding on to nothing, and I was in that nothing. In the emptiness, I was already planting seeds. In the silence, I was preparing answers. In the ache, I was weaving purpose. I am not afraid of your sadness. I do not turn away when you doubt. I do not love you less when you are tired or angry or numb. You see brokenness. I see a vessel being remade. You see failure. I see the doorway to deeper faith. You feel forgotten, but I've carved your name on the palms of my hands. Every tear has been gathered. Every sigh has been recorded. Every moment of, "I can't take this anymore." I've stood beside you whispering, "You don't have to. I'll carry it." I know the weight of your waiting. I know how long you've held hope with trembling hands. I know how hard it is to keep believing when nothing seems to change. But child, I am always working. You may not see it yet. You may not feel it, but I never waste pain. I never delay out of cruelty. I never forget the prayers of the ones who seek me in secret. You thought nothing was happening, but roots were growing. You thought I was silent, but I was fighting battles you didn't even know existed. You thought you were stuck, but I was aligning things, shifting pieces, opening unseen doors, softening hearts, preparing you, because what's ahead of you will require a deeper version of you, not the polished version, not the perfect version, but the real one, the you who has wrestled and surrendered and still dared to hope. The you who is learning to believe that you are loved exactly as you are. I don't need you to be strong for me. I need you to be honest with me. Come to me, weary, worn, unfiltered. Let me remind you what love sounds like. Let me hold what's too heavy for you. Let me restore what life tried to take. There is no shame in needing me. There is no guilt in resting. There is no failure in coming undone in my presence, because it's here, in the unraveling, that I do my deepest work. You don't have to prove anything. I don't have to earn a single ounce of my love. You already have all of it. Not because of what you've done, but because of who you are, mine, and I'm not going anywhere. When the storm comes, I'll be the shelter. When the fire rises, I'll be the fourth man walking beside you. When the road disappears, I'll carry you through the fog. We'll never leave you. Not in the silence, not in the sorrow, not in the stillness. You are not behind. You are not disqualified. You are not forgotten. You are seen. You are chosen. You are beloved. Let that sink in. You are not walking this path alone. You never have. You never will. I'm with you, and that will never change. My child, let's speak of the silence, not the kind that hurts, but the kind that heals. You've been afraid of it, because silence feels like distance, like disapproval, like maybe, somehow, I left. But I never did. I never do. You thought I was quiet because I was gone. But I was only drawing you deeper into stillness, into surrender, into trust that doesn't depend on noise or signs or feelings, because feelings will rise and fall. But my presence remains. I don't prove my nearness with thunder. I prove it with peace. Do you remember those quiet mornings when the world was still asleep and you sat in the dark, hoping for a word from me? That was me already there, sitting with you. Even when I said nothing, I was still speaking. My love doesn't always shout. Sometimes it waits, patient, kind, unwavering. You think silence means I've stepped back, but in truth, it's where I pull you closer. Because in the stillness, the noise of the world fades, and you begin to hear not with your ears, but with your soul. In that holy quiet, you remembered things you forgot. That you are not your productivity, that your value doesn't come from applause, that I chose you before your gifts, before your growth, before your greatness. I chose you in your forming. I chose you when you didn't yet believe in me. I chose you when all you had was a broken yes. You keep asking me what your purpose is, but I want you to see you're already walking in it. It's not always a platform. It's not always a mission trip. It's not always something the world applauds. Sometimes purpose looks like compassion for a stranger. Sometimes it's choosing forgiveness when no one says sorry. Sometimes it's speaking truth when your voice shakes. Sometimes it's loving those who cannot love back. You are living purpose every time you reflect my heart. And I see you. I see the way you choose light when darkness knocks. I see how you keep showing up, even when it's hard. I see the quiet tears, the gentle strength, the hidden battles. None of it is wasted. All of it is sacred. The enemy wants you to believe that nothing is changing, that your prayers are bouncing, that your waiting is useless. But oh, child, if only you could see what I'm preparing. I am aligning things in the unseen. I am softening hearts, moving mountains, opening gates. You asked for quick deliverance, but I am giving you deep transformation, because what I've placed inside you isn't just for today. It's for the generations after you. It's for the souls you'll touch, the legacies you'll leave, the light you'll carry forward. I am not just answering your prayer. I am building you into the answer to someone else's. So trust me, even when your hands feel empty, even when your faith feels fragile, even when your days stretch long and your nights press in. I know how much you've held back tears just to stay strong for others. I know how often you say you're okay just to avoid breaking, but you don't have to hide here, not from me. Let the walls come down. Let the pressure fall off. You were never meant to carry what I died to lift. Bring me the shame. Bring me the regret. Bring me the questions you buried because you thought they were too raw. I can handle your honesty. I welcome it. You think I'm looking for perfection, but what I really want is your permission to heal, to restore, to rebuild from places you gave up on. Let me love the parts of you you've stopped loving. Let me fill what you've emptied out for others. Let me rewrite the stories you thought were over. This is not the end, it's the middle. And I do my best work in the middle. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are not too far behind. In fact, you are right where you need to be. Stay the course. Keep your eyes on me. You are about to see why I had to take you the long way. Why I had to protect you from doors you begged to enter. Why I had to hold you in silence when all you wanted was a shout, because what I have planned is not small. It is not shallow. It is not temporary. It is eternal. It is holy. It is worth the wait. And so are you. You are worth the molding. You are worth the time it takes to do it right. You are worth more than shortcuts. I am building you to last. So when the silence returns, and it will, don't fear it. Let it speak. Let it stretch you. Let it remind you that I am not just near. I am with you. There are things you carry that no one else can see, the silent sacrifices, the quiet griefs, the private victories, the burdens that never made it into prayer because you didn't have the words, only a tired heart. And still, you continued. You walked through days that demanded more than you had. You stood firm while your insides trembled. You encouraged others while secretly praying for someone to encourage you. And I saw all of it. I didn't miss the wait. I didn't overlook the cost. Even when you thought no one was clapping, all of heaven stood in awe. You weren't weak for wanting to quit. You were courageous for choosing not to. I know what it took to survive that season. The one where you smiled in the daylight and wept at night. The one where you gave answers to everyone but didn't have any for yourself. The one where you stayed, not because it was easy, but because you believed there had to be more. Let me say this clearly. Every step you took in faith still matters, even the ones that felt wasted, even the ones that ended in heartbreak, even the ones that felt like they led nowhere. I've used them all because nothing, absolutely nothing is wasted in my hands. You kept going when rest was miles away. You loved when you had little left. You forgave even when bitterness begged to stay. That's not weakness. That's holy strength. You've been told you need to do more, be more, earn more. But I'm not impressed by how much you can hold. I'm moved by how often you bring what you're holding to me. You don't have to carry this alone. Lay it down, here. Your worry, your timelines, your disappointment with how long it's taking, your comparison, your weariness. I never asked you to walk this journey in your own strength. Yes, I gave you resilience. Yes, I gave you wisdom. Yes, I built you to endure. But I also gave you access to my presence. I never meant for strength to become your prison. You are allowed to rest, to say I can't today, to ask me for help instead of trying to fix it yourself. That's not failure, that's faith. You think it's noble to never fall apart, but I say the noblest thing you can do is fall apart in my arms. I am not embarrassed by your emotion. I am not confused by your pain. I do not flinch when you cry out. I move closer. You don't have to filter yourself here. You don't have to pretend to be okay. You don't have to perform. This is not a stage. This is sanctuary. This is not an exam. It's embrace. This is not the place you earn love. It's the place you finally receive it. Let me carry what's carrying you. You've been faithful. Now let me show you what my faithfulness looks like in return. Because your story isn't over, not by a long shot. You haven't missed your moment, you haven't ruined your calling, you haven't gone too far or waited too long. I'm still writing, and the chapters ahead will be filled with light. Yes, there will still be shadows, but they won't define you anymore. They will only remind you of where my light reached you. You are not who you were, and you are not who the enemy said you'd become. You are becoming more than you imagined. Not because of striving, but because of surrender. You don't need to prove your worth to me. You are already enough. You don't need to hustle your way into your destiny. I've already prepared it. Just stay with me, that's all I ask. Stay when it's hard, stay when it's quiet, stay when you feel forgotten. Stay even when you're not sure why. Because staying with me will always lead you into peace. One day you'll look back and realize everything you carried helped shape who you are. Not a single step was wasted, not a single moment was missed, and through it all, I was with you. I still am.